Good morning. I'm back in my robe. uh, I've done my morning ritual or morning routine. So this video will be a little bit more normal. I sounded a bit drunk from sleeplessness yesterday. I didn't sleep at home the night before, so I didn't do my morning routine as I would. And well, I just wasn't quite me yesterday. And today I would like to talk to you about how to start loving your body or how to get your ideal body, because I think they're one and the same. Mm, there are plenty of people looking for external love by plastic surgery, by doing a lot of stuff to be able to love their body, and they don't get there. So I would like to invite you to start with the inner work. I was thinking about what made the change for me, because I really started loving my body as an adult after I had my daughter, which doesn't make a lot of sense. I had a so-called better or more socially accepted body before, like in my teens, as most teenage girls do. They have perfect bodies, but how many teenage girls really love their body? And I think Louise Hay was a big part of me starting to love my body. When I heard her say, like, some people say, oh, I can't love myself, and she was like, why? And they were like, because I'm fat. And she was like, so what? So that doesn't have anything to do with it. And I really don't believe it has. I mean, I know people who are plus sized who are so proud of their body and it looks amazing. And I mean, people just look so differently and their confidence is so wonderful, and self-esteem. So I would like for you to start being a friend to yourself. Like, if you had a friend that was on the brink of suicide because they hated their body's appearance, and they said everything that you say to yourself out loud, would you agree with them? Would you say, oh yes, your nose is so ugly, or yes, you can't possibly be liked by anyone because of how you look? I bet you wouldn't. And because of that, I think it's not natural for you to do that to yourself. So if you want to have a better relationship with your body, you want to enjoy your body more, you want to like yourself more, love yourself, first of all, identify whose voice you're borrowing to say those nasty things, because it does not come natural to a baby or a toddler or a kid at young age to think of their body as anything negative or anything that isn't wonderful. I mean, babies are proud of their feces. It's taught behaviors. For me, I had my mom. She had body issues, and she I I think it was well intended, because she told me, like, oh, your butt's so big, it's starting to get like jiggly, and I love my jiggly booty. um, the bigger the better, I think, now, but before, and it wasn't really acceptable for other, they're like, kids would be laughing like, oh, look at her butt, it's so big, ha ha ha. And it wasn't until I told you J-Lo became popular that I started thinking differently about it. I was like, ooh, I'm the only one I know with a butt this big. And suddenly I saw I got a lot of positive attention for it too. But before, I thought it was the positive attention that gave me the self-confidence and self-esteem, but it wasn't. It always starts with yourself. With everybody being you pushed out, you have to be your biggest fan. And even like you can use all kinds of sessions. Like when you eat, instead of just eating, eat consciously. Eat because you know your body loves you. Drink water because you know your body's so grateful for it. Me, I will start sleeping better because I know my body will thank me so much. See your body. I mean, all of these are suggestions. Take what resonates with you. See your body as a friend, or a gift, a precious gift you've been given. It can be like a car, a vehicle, whatever you can create in your imagination as something precious to you, something you should be grateful for. Use that. Like if you had a car, would you be like, oh, I hate that car? If it was a brand new car and you didn't take care of it and it started like devaluing in the way it looks and all of that, you would be like a bit bummed out. Maybe you would wash it, maybe you would clean it, you would do stuff to keep it up so you could enjoy it more. Do the same with your body. Start by celebrating, start by appreciating stuff. It can be tiny or so-called tiny because none of the appreciation you will give your body is tiny. If you can't look into the mirror, I really encourage you to look up Louise Hay and see, like, for me, it was so hard to look in the mirror and say, I love you, Natalie. I really, really love you. And start falling in love with myself because I was like, guys fall in love with me. Like, borrow someone else's eyes. If someone's ever been in love with you, or if you've ever had a friend, what do they see when they look at you? I bet they're not critical as you. So borrow their eyes for a second. When you look into the mirror, like pretend you're your own girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, mother, father, kids. If you have kids, borrow their eyes because most kids think their mom or dad is the most beautiful thing in the world. Borrow their eyes for a second in the mirror and be like, I love you. I love you so, so much. Look into your own eyes. And it can be so hard at first. If you can't say I love you, just say I accept you or I like you. I'm so grateful that I have a voice, that I can speak. And if you're going to compare yourself to others, because there are no rules, everything is accepted, everything is okay in love and war, okay? So now you're having a war with that Karen in your head, and you're in a love relationship. So there are no rules, no morality, nothing. Just everything is for your advantage. Everything is for the betterment of you. Because when you feel better, you will be a better person for everybody else as well. So if you have the ability to walk and you see someone in a wheelchair, instead of being like, oh, poor them, because you don't know how much they love themselves, they could encourage you a lot. So be like, oh, I am so grateful I have legs today. If you see some elderly person with like pains and aches, be, oh, I'm so grateful that, whatever. If you are comparing yourself to someone, just compare how much you have to be grateful for. Start with your vision. Even if you don't have a perfect vision, if you can see anything, if you can see colors, if you can see your kids, if you can see a car coming at you, be grateful for that because it is a gift. If you can, if you have taste buds, be grateful for your body giving you the ability to taste delicious foods. And you will get your ideal body eventually. I mean, don't start depriving yourself of foods you like. And when you eat something, don't beat yourself up for it. Start instead incorporating stuff. Add something really healthy to your foods, or add one healthy meal at a time, or drink a cup of water and say, oh, I love my body so much that I will give it this cup of water. Or, use something that works. I will continue with this because this is just planting a seed in you. Don't be strict, be open minded. Check out Louise Hay, or listen to self love. Say affirmations. Affirmations can be, I'm so grateful for being me. I'm so, I love myself. I accept myself. I mean, those were so hard for me at first to say that. I love and accept myself. I love and accept myself. And now I can say I do. But this was over, I don't know, 12, 13 years ago. I started saying that because I became a mother 11 years ago. But I think I already loved my body back then. Let me say, just because I love my body doesn't mean I couldn't love it even more. So I'm going to do this journey with you too. Just because I had my ideal body for a while and doesn't mean I want to tweak it. It doesn't mean I would like now I have a son who's 2.5, and I'm pregnant again. So I haven't used a lot of time to work out like I did before. I mean, I've been pregnant, and during his pregnancy, I laid in bed like for 10 months. I was nausea. I felt nausea all the time. I was nauseated. I don't know how to say it, but I think you understand. I felt sick all the time. So I was my biggest back then. And normally pregnancies don't affect me so much. I don't gain weight. And I think that's also my mentality about it. Because I'm like, oh, I've been given a challenge now. So let's work with it. So use all of these things that you don't like about yourself to be a challenge. Also, something that I did and that was revolutionary for me, because I didn't grow up masturbating. I was like, oh no, I shouldn't touch myself and blah, blah, blah. Something I learned as a grown up, as an adult. Don't use those sessions to come just for the end goal. Oh, because that's not enjoying the fullness of you. Use it to make love to yourself. Use it to enjoy having your body, enjoy every sensation of touching yourself. I just got a text. And use it to have a self-love session. Like if someone else were having sex with you or making love to you, that was a big trigger word for me, saying making love. I was like, ugh, ugh, because I grew up hearing about it, and I was so anti-sex, anti-everything. I didn't even want to get married because then I'd have to kiss my husband in front of people and stuff like that. So I have a lot of issues, or I wouldn't say issues, I would say loving challenges to grow with. They're not hindering me from doing anything. They are a possibility for me to grow, for me to enjoy myself, for me to enjoy life even more. So I would invite you to have a positive outlook on everything that feels a bit not so good. And yes, if it was possible for me, to love my body more after becoming a mom, I think it's possible for you to do it today, tomorrow, the next day, whenever. Because, I mean, you haven't, this is as young as you're gonna get, and this is the oldest you've ever been. So you are as wise today as you've ever been, and you are as young as you will ever be. Use it. Use it. You haven't lost anything. Everything is for your advantage. You have the power to give yourself the biggest gifts in the world. And people will reflect that. Start saying, like, I'm the god of my reality. I'm the goddess of my reality. I am beautiful and everybody loves me. All I am beautiful and everybody loves me is a affirmation from Louise Hay. And that stuck with me. It was so difficult for me to say that. I was like, that sounds so bitchy, everybody loves me. But it's not. I mean, if everybody loves you, it means they enjoy you. It means they get something from being with you. Like, you wouldn't love someone who is an asshole. You wouldn't love someone who is uncomfortable to be around. So I am beautiful, and people who aren't kind tend not to be beautiful. You don't think they're beautiful, even if they have like the perfect measurements and blah blah blah. You don't find them beautiful, so you might be jealous of them and stuff like that. But I don't know. I don't quite believe in that. Jealousy just reflects what you feel about yourself. So it's not really possible to be jealous when you think you're the shit. I invite you to start planting these seeds. Look it up, study, read. I mean, I think it was, is it John Maxwell with psychocybernetics, who was a plastic surgeon, and he noticed that if people don't change how they think about themselves, no plastic surgery will do. I mean, they can be like, oh, I hate my nose, let's make it smaller, pointier, whatever. But when they've done that, they still don't accept themselves. It wasn't good enough. So let me just say, your body is a miracle. It produces medicine. It has the ability to gain strength. It has the ability to turn food into energy. It can sleep. That's a miracle. We don't quite know what it is. It can dream. It can think. You can communicate with other people. It's miraculous. It's wonderful. I mean, if you're impressed by any technology, your body is way beyond it. All technology is only trying to like copying our abilities, and I think we're at 1% right now. So just enjoy being a miraculous being. You are borrowing this body. It's a gift. So say thank you for that gift. Say thank you for being able to stand up. If you can't stand up, say thank you for being able to move your lips, making sounds, communicate. Just be grateful. And I will be back with like step 2 or whatever. This will be a series: self-love and ideal body, or liking yourself, accepting yourself. And I want to do more of those things. It just makes me into a better human, a better, what do I say? A better example for my kids and for others. I want to be a light to other people. So, when you go with a candle that's lit and you put it close to another, it lights that candle up too. I want to be able to do that. And when I'm down, I want to go close to a light so I will be lit up. So let's all be lights to each other and for ourselves, because it's so great. It feels much better. And also, what do you say to yourself when you walk past a mirror? And whose voice is that? Whose voice are you copying? Right? Start being yourself. You love yourself already. It's not learning to love yourself, it's unlearning all to be critical about yourself. And that ideal body is inside of you. You just need to let it come out. You've been hiding it for so long. Let it come out. Have a great day. Until you do, I will love you. I believe in you. I believe in myself. I know you can do this. Okay, bye.